Hello and welcome back to Starcastic Remarks alongside James, who is the greatest brother ever. My name is Ryan Chambers. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate you. And we are the official Dallas Stars podcast of THPN. As you can tell, I found the buttons, so I'm having a lot of fun with them. If you're here for the first time, please consider clicking like and subscribe and hit that notification bell if you're watching on YouTube for the first time. We'd appreciate that. It is the best way to help us grow in what we do here. And if you're listening on the audio side, please make sure you leave us a 5-star review on your favorite podcast platform of choice. Let's take a look at the comments just to start it off real quick, James. Reckless and dumb hits, but not dirty. Nate G, the stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas. Matthew, hey, Chambers, overlords. Overlords, really? Oh, I'll take it.
I don't
James
is,
land,
so I don't
James
know how that's
possible. Matthew Frank saying, I shall. Talis Lizzie. James farts in the Uber.
I do no such thing. I don't even do it in my own house.
Do you even take Uber?
No.
I didn't think so.
It was too expensive.
I've done Uber literally twice in my lifetime. Twice.
Well, I mean, we live in Texas, so if you really want to go anywhere, it'd be like $40 to take an Uber. So
yeah, no joke. I forgot to switch to national broadcast when Mikko made that hit. My God, the ESPN group is staggeringly pathetic. Matt Orchard, free my boy Mikko. Matt, we'll see you tomorrow in your ears. Afternoon, good night, and Godspeed. Yep. Okay. So obviously, it's pretty obvious what we're going to talk about here, James, today. But before we get into anything else, how are you doing? Are you doing okay?
I'm doing all right. You know, we're getting into the holiday season, so it's kind of ramping up everywhere, especially at food service places.
So I can tell you're loving that. Yes.
I mean, it's not terrible. I get paid more, so
yeah,
because people are happier. I get tipped more, so I don't like hate it, but it's a lot more work. I will say
it is
that.
a lot more work.
I'm a lot more exhausted at the end of the night.
Well, I am very tired because I just finished my E-League game tonight. We lost 1-0 and we got completely goalied. I'm not joking. I had 8 shots tonight. It felt like it was just ridiculous, and there were at least 2 or 3 opportunities that I had, and then my line mates also had their own opportunities, and man, we could not get one past the goalie tonight.
And you're playing forward now,
huh?
And you're playing forward.
I am. I've made the switch to left wing. So, but the other thing is I don't know if anyone really cares or wants to know this, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there. We are so my team. There is like an E-League team, and there's also a D-League team that we're both the Honey Badgers in both leagues, and we're doing like a combined Honey Badgers like game at the American Airlines Center on Tuesday at 2:30. So I am very excited to do that. I'm gonna go all out for it. I'm gonna get the fit and everything. And I'm probably showing my age a little bit, but are the kids still calling it drip? No, I didn't think they were calling it anymore.
I mean, not that I know.
Why am I asking you? Like, you're not a kid anymore.
I mean, that was after me, and I'm pretty sure it's long gone already.
Well, anyways, I'm sure people are tired of us hearing us talk about that, but I'm like severely excited for the game on Tuesday. I'm really excited. Everyone was telling me the ice is a million times better than at any of the Star Centers, so that they're like, you got to get your skates sharpened. Like, you're gonna have to work really hard to dig into the ice at the American Airlines Center. So I'm excited. But we're not here to talk about my excitement about an American Airlines Center game, because there were a couple games that were not played at the American Airlines Center. One being very, very good, a Stars 4-2 win over the Vancouver Canucks, which was revenge for the last game where the Stars got completely demolished by that team. And then Rantanen did Rantanen things again, and he got a 5-minute major and a game misconduct for the second time in 3 games, and that is our lead story in today's podcast. So, James, uh, he received an automatic suspension of just 1 game. So this is just a rules thing. So like if you receive a game misconduct and a 5-minute major for the same infraction within, I think it's a 41 game period, is if I remember correctly, then it's an automatic 1 game suspension, no questions asked. That's just the rules. That's the CBA. They have to do that. So there is a possibility that this suspension could be eh, elongated is not the right word, but there could be more games added to this suspension. Um, this felt completely predictable. The Romanov hit, I still think he was being a little bit reckless, but at the same time he was kind of hit a little bit, and he clock skates with I don't even remember who it was at this point, but it was just not a great hit. It was a nasty hit, and now we know that Romanov has a shoulder injury, and he's requiring surgery, and uh he is also going to be out for 5 to 6 months. So that's just about basically the regular season. So if the Islanders make the playoffs, then maybe Romanov makes it back, which at this point they probably should because they're playing pretty well right now. But and I don't think any Stars fans are looking at the Romanov hit and saying that that was a dirty play. And yet everyone else around the NHL world is saying that about Mikko Rantanen. We can't say the same thing about the hit um against Coronado. That was a reckless hit. Yes, he turned at the last second, but you know you're gonna get nailed for that, especially with all of the issues that you've been having with the refs. So not only is he having to deal with all of these hits that he's making that do look pretty bad, and thank goodness Matt Coronado was okay, but he also recently got fined for a dive that he had in Ottawa when he ran in to uh Linus Olmark. Couldn't think of the name for a second. Sorry. So I mean, there's so many different rabbit holes we could jump down with Mikko Rantanen and everything like that. But what are you thinking right now?
Well, mostly what I'm thinking is I think they're just going to leave it at the 1 game suspension. They probably shouldn't do that because he did it twice in a row in very quick succession. But yeah, the first one you can look at and you can pass that one pretty easily, I think. I mean, there is the contact before. It's still a bad hit without a doubt, but there's doubt in that one. And like you said, for the second one, though, there's no doubt. It's just completely reckless, careless. It's just not thinking, honestly. That's when your energy is ramped up so much more than the other team that they're not expecting you to go in like that. And in the playoffs, that probably doesn't happen because the other team's probably expecting you to come in hard like that, right? Like, and they're trying to protect themselves some. But I think Rantanen has turned his intensity level, at least on the physical side of the game, up to where it would be in the playoffs. And it's game 22 of the season. So really, I think that's where he got in trouble. The hits are bad. They're careless. You need to be able to hold up on that, which is, I mean, we talk about this all the time, and it's the standard across everyone. Like you need to be able to hold up when you see the numbers like that. The game is so fast. I mean, when you look at how quickly the dude turned his back to Rantanen, I mean, it's split second decision that he had to make. But he made the wrong decision twice in a row. And I think that's really where the big problem is that it already happened a couple nights ago. And then he goes out and he does an even worse play, honestly, than he did the night before. So that's really where I think it's a big problem.
My thing is I don't think that obviously he's not doing this intentionally. I don't believe anybody wants to hurt anybody. And if they do, they probably don't need to be playing hockey because they have knives on their skates. But the deal with Rantanen is he's got to be able to control that competitiveness in a different way because here's the thing, regardless of how you feel about the hit, whether it was not his fault or whether you think he absolutely deserves a larger suspension, it's costing his team. It's costing his team right now. And it's cost his team 2 games. And now we could talk about the Islanders game and whatever, but in this case, in this game, the Stars were not able to come back from that, and the game came to a screeching halt. And
Well,
then
they
now,
actually were able to come back from it, but that's not the point.
right, but the other thing about it though too is that he is too important of a player to be pulling stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know what he needs to change in
And
his game. I don't know, and maybe this is just a complete 100% coincidence in the fact that it just happened that he had 2 nasty looking hits in not back-to-back games, but 2 in 3 games. I don't know, but what he can't do is he can't continue to do that because eventually that's going to cost the Stars a lot more than just a couple of points.
I, I think the physical side of it, he maybe tunes back like 2%. Because just doing that 2% for him, I think would be enough to keep him from doing the stupid hits like the boardings. But really, what I want to see more of, though, is I want to see the bottom 2 lines played more like that. Whereas, like, yes, you don't want the dirty hits and the dirty boarding. Like, yes, we don't want that, but we want that same kind of intensity on the physical side of the game with those, with the bottom players, honestly, especially if they're not going to chip in a bunch offensively, which the 4th line this year is not really.
And it doesn't matter who's been on that 4th line. That's just the way it's been this year. The and Ardell, I agree with you. Only 1 hit was bad, and the hit that was bad was the Coronado hit. Like he probably could have done something better. The thing about that hit is they were looking for it. Like they were looking for a reason to nail him, and I'm not sure if this 1 game suspension is all he's gonna get. I have a feeling that he's going to get another game, but at least that's what I would expect. But so that means the NHL is not going to do that. It means the NHL is just going to stick with the 1 game suspension. So that my prediction is that it stays this way and that he's just going to have the 1 game suspension. Should he have more? Probably. In my opinion, I think he needs to tone it down a little bit. He needs to be a little bit more careful. He's way too important of a player to be not on the ice and currently leading the NHL in penalty minutes because of it. So
Yeah, which
and
is
then
funny because he's actually leading in penalty minutes and power play points.
yeah, I don't think that's ever been done before.
Well, he was able to accomplish it in just 3 games.
Well, maybe somebody somewhere did it at some point. Like maybe like Tom Wilson was like in the lead for power play points or something like that because he's a true top 6 forward. But anyways, he's too important of a player to be taking penalties like that. And then here's the other side of all of this though, James, was now that he has done this and he is on every ref's radar, and the refs know that he's diving and embellishing things like out the wazoo, they're not going to give him the benefit of the doubt when something actually does happen. And, he gets slashed on the hands or he gets hooked and it's, 3-2 with 5 seconds remaining and it was an open net or whatever. He's not going to get the benefit of the doubt now with those calls because of these things that have happened. And and you can even take the hits out of it. Take the hits out of this equation, and I still think that goes into perspective a little bit because the refs are just like, okay, you're gonna dive all over the place. Okay, fine. Then I don't know. So
I see what you're saying, Ryan, but at the same time, I think the reason why Rantanen is able to draw penalties the way he does is because he's actually pretty fast. I mean, if you look at NHL Edge stats, he's one of the fastest players in the league, and he's big like this, and he outmuscles people, and he forces people to do things that they wouldn't normally have to do to stop someone from making a play. So
he's a freaking Mack truck.
He is. Whereas he does dive, and it's obvious. I think at least most of the time when he's diving, at least 90% of the time when he's diving, it's an actual penalty first. So, but then you lead 10%, and so maybe you get down to where instead of like 80 of those are getting called, maybe you get like 60 or 50% of those getting called.
Oh, and here's the funny part about all of this, and what pisses me off, and what makes me hate Colorado Avalanche fans even more. They're like, "Oh, well, he didn't do this when he was in Colorado." Bull crap! He wasn't doing this in Colorado. Bull crap! Where do you think he learned it from? like, no offense, and I give credit to the fact that Nathan McKinnon and Cale Makar are probably two of the best players in the world at their positions. They do the exact same crap. Like we have seen that team dive so much. We've seen that team do so much crap. Don't give Mikko crap just because he's not on your team anymore and you're little, pissy babies because he turned you down and wanted more money. Let's be honest here for a second, okay? Cut out the crap and stop that. Mikko Rantanen is not the dirtiest player in the NHL. Okay, I literally saw that
Cale Makar has been suspended as many times as Jamie Benn has.
Yes, no. Sorry, who did you say? Jamie Benn and who?
Cale Makar.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
They have the same amount of suspensions.
Jamie Benn is a dirty player. How many times has Gabriel Landeskog been suspended? Just take a guess. Their captain. Their captain. 4 times. 4 freaking times.
He's had a long career. It's probably spread about so.
Sorry. So I saw a tweet,
and at the end of the day, it's hockey too.
Keep talking. Sorry.
At the end of the day, it's hockey too. So I think it's inevitable that players throughout their career are going to get suspended because it's a hard physical sport. It's fast too. You're going to get into bad positions when you just make the wrong decision. And that's just going to happen. And really, that's what I think happened with Rantanen in the last couple of games.
Okay, I'm gonna share it because I'm literally that pissed off about it. Okay,
no.
you ready for this? Okay, so if you're watching on YouTube, that Too Much Hockey Podcast, I'm calling you out. This is literally what these guys said. Mikko Rantanen is the dirtiest player in the NHL, and they're probably just going for clickbait, but it worked. Again, this is the dirtiest play you can make in the NHL. This has to be a 10-game suspension from NHL player safety if you want to stop these plays from happening in our game. I literally quote tweeted and I said, I'm not defending at all this hit. It was bad and he probably will be suspended for it. I was right. Dirtiest player in the NHL, BS. Bull crap. 10 games, no. I'd expect no more than 3. And I was wrong about that part. Because at least what I'm predicting now is that he's going to get 1. So, sorry. I had to get on that because I'm just like, I hate Avalanche fans so much. They turn on their former players so quickly. I don't see Dallas Stars fans doing that to our former players. I still love Logan Stankoven and Mason Marchment and all of these guys that went to other places. I hope that we get another chance against these freaking idiots in the playoffs. Because I'm so sick of Colorado Avalanche fans. I never thought I would hate a fan base more than the Minnesota Wild after that playoff series that we had with them. The Avalanche are just a bunch of they oh my gosh, I cannot stand them. I was not planning on going off on this tirade, James. I'm sorry. But they are literally the dumbest fan base in the NHL. And you know what? I'll even clip this and I'll put it out there for them to see, and they can come after us. Well, they don't go after James because he's not saying any of this stuff. Come after me. I'm a man. I can take. I'm just kidding. Playoffs? You want to take about playoffs? No. Okay. Anyways, I'm done. I can't stand Avalanche fans. They're the worst fan base in the NHL.
It's crazy how fast they flipped on Mikko Rantanen too, because I still think about Joel Ranta, and then that last series that we were playing against the Avalanche, I was like, wouldn't it be hilarious if Kiwi just scores a hat trick on the Stars in Game 7? And like, honestly, can you even be mad at that point?
Nope. And I back to Mikko Rantanen and all of this stuff. So let's talk really quickly about like what the line combos are going to look like on Tuesday, because it's going to be very different, and I'm not sure what the Stars are going to do. Obviously Bastion, is it Bastion that's coming into the lineup, or do we have two? I think it's just Bastion
because Ernie got hurt.
Or Ernie, yeah, that's right. Ernie's on LTIR, and
I think he's just on IR right now. But...
Oh, IR. Okay. Well, either way, with this suspension, could this be possibly the return of Matt Duchene, James? Because all indications are revealing right now that he could be back sometime this week.
Well, that would definitely be nice. The other thing that's going to be really stupid if he is only suspended for the one game is he's suspended for the first game of back-to-back. So he comes back on the second night of a back-to-back and he's fresh.
He's going to be pissed.
Which I honestly, that's really why I thought that it was going to be 2 games, because it is a back-to-back, and it's not even a punishment to the player that much, because he gets to rest and then he plays the next day anyway.
Well, it's still a punishment. I really,
it just doesn't feel like
it. Doesn't feel like it. Well, it's definitely a punishment for the Stars, because he is a major player for us, and there's a reason why he makes $12 million. So I have no idea what these lines are going to look like. I probably should have looked at this before, but I don't think they had practice today. So I don't think we have like any idea of what the lines could look like.
I mean, you probably just throw Blackwell with Wyatt and Ben.
I hate that. I hate that idea. I don't like that at all.
But the problem is, who else are you going to throw there?
I would almost rather you put Wyatt Johnston with Rope and Robo.
Now, we've seen that work before.
We have seen that work before with with Johnston centering, or if him on the wing.
I think they just want him centering too much. Is the problem. He just has so much more impact when he's a center.
So, so if he's out, what does that mean? Do you break up the Redskovian line and have Bork play with Wyatt Johnston, because he's the next, I guess the next player with the highest amount of skill to play with him? I don't know.
Maybe Bork Ritzy with Wyatt. Maybe you just leave Ben, let him go do whatever the heck he wants. Make Ben center another line. That'll be fun.
I really don't want to mess with that Redskovian line. That Redskovian line has been so good, man. I've loved watching them.
They had a one game blip for me, and then they went right back to what they were doing before. So
right,
you take that, especially with a young line like that.
And it's like, even when the Stars are not getting momentum going for their team, those guys are consistently playing in the offensive zone. And they're not always, to some people's credit who are calling them out for, oh, well, they don't get enough goals. Yeah, okay, that's fine. They don't get a whole ton of goals, but the important thing for me is they build momentum. That's something we haven't seen from a line on the Stars for a while. And I've been preaching this for years, James. You've heard me probably say this ad nauseum, that if the Stars want to win the Stanley Cup, they have got to have a solid third line that is not afraid of freaking anything. And every time I mention that, I mention Blake Coleman on that third line in Tampa Bay. Like, and it was Yanni Gord and Barclay Goodrow, and like so that's got to be something that the Stars can find. And at least right now for me, that emergence of that third line, I don't want to mess with it. I really don't. So what I'm guessing happens, James, is I think that we're probably going to see Tyler Seguin out there with Wyatt Johnston. Wyatt Johnston has got some similar qualities to Matt Duchene in a way, but I just that makes a whole heck of a lot more sense to me than Blackwell and Ben on the wings with Wyatt Johnston.
Well, I mean, the only problem that I have is when you're looking down the middle, like sometimes you forget, you have to forget about the lines for a second. When you look down the middle and your centers are Hintz, Duchene, Wyatt, and then Foxa, I mean that's nuts, right? Like it's hard to not play that, even when you have a line like Ritzy, back, Bork doing really good.
Yep. And all three of those guys could center their own line, to be completely honest
with you. Yeah, but they're not gonna.
No, they're not. Beck
on the same team, at least.
Beck could do it. I would love to see him on the same line as Foxa more often. But again, right now you don't want to mess with that just because that line has been so good. I really, guys, we're like months away from the trade deadline, guys. Like, come on, chill out. We got some people in the tweets talking about Blake Coleman and Nick Robertson to Dallas. But I love both of those ideas.
To be fair, this is a fun thing to look at when you play Calgary this year, okay? Because it's pretty clear where Calgary is going to end up by the end of the season. I mean,
well, I don't know if you heard about the directory. Oh my gosh, words are hard. I guess I had a puck hit me too hard in the head or something. I don't know. The director of hockey ops in Calgary is not losing hope on the season. I don't know if you saw that, but
well, yeah, he still say that, but does he know where his team is placed right
now? Of course he does.
That would be 31st in the league. Okay.
Nasty.
He can say that all he wants, and he should say that because the league overall right now is very tight, but it's pretty obvious in which direction the Flames are trending. And when you play bad teams like this, when you have a playoff team, it's fun to look at their players and be like, he would be fun. So I get
it. All right. Do you want to jump down this rabbit hole real quick with Blake Coleman and Nick Robertson?
Let's just talk about Blake Coleman because that's the player that we just played against.
Okay. Well, I wanted him last year. I really did. I thought that we could make a reason for him to come. His cap hit is way too high. I think he's at 9. Yeah, I was about to say 5, and I thought it was 5.5, but it's not that bad, but still 4. It's still high for, and it's better now that the cap is going up. Is he in the last year of his deal?
Nope. Second.
No. How many more years?
Just one more after this year.
Okay, that's not terrible.
But it makes it really hard when you're talking about you need to sign Robertson next year. And that's where you're like, well,
they still have room to make those things work if they wanted to. But if money is coming in, money is going to have to go out. And who is that going to be? And right now, I don't think they have somebody who they'd be willing to give up at that same, cap hit.
You have to shoot Labushkin into the sun with Ritzy.
Well, and right now you don't want to do that, especially because of all the issues they've had on D right now when staying healthy. So, I would love Blake Coleman in Dallas. Are you kidding? He would get a kick out of that. He has a home in Plano. I know that for sure because I think when he was in Calgary, and they go to Dallas at least once or twice a year. He normally has like a team dinner at his house there in Plano or whatever, and has them all over and stuff like that. So this is his home. He's here during the summer.
That would be such fun to have the Texas player play in Texas.
And do you know any other Texas players, James?
There's not a lot of them.
There's not a lot of them, but
Coleman's the only one that I really know.
There's 2. There's one really obvious one, and then there's one that's a little bit less so.
Well, I don't remember them.
Seth Jones.
Oh yeah,
Seth Jones in Florida, and then and he's not a real Texas boy because I think he was born here, but I think he spent a majority of his childhood in Colorado, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong about that. That's just off the top of my
Why
head.
would his parents do that to him?
I know, right? Who wants to live in Colorado? This is the other one that's very off the charts. Steven Nason, and help me out, Ardell. I think he is. Is he still in New Jersey? I think he's in New Jersey right now. Either New Jersey or Carolina, one of the two. But I'm pretty sure it's New Jersey still. But he went off. It was either last year or the year before on the power play. He just was like a power play merchant and was able to get a whole bunch of points on the power play. But anyways, we're getting off topic a little bit here with Blake Coleman, but that would be awesome. I would love him to be here. But the problem is it's the forward depth is not the problem right now with the Stars. It's definitely the defense. And why don't we go ahead and head that direction? Because I think this is a good point to talk about them, because with all of the injuries that the Stars have had, the D-core overall, I think, has been okay. I'm not fantastic, not utterly flat out terrible, but they've been okay. And mostly I'm talking about Koliachonic and Capobianco. They're okay. This is exactly what they're for. They're just supposed to be call-ups to fill in, win, and play minimal minutes and try not to make as many mistakes when they're on the ice. Now, that being said, the first goal against Calgary was flat out on Koliachonic. That was not a good play by him. But generally speaking, they've not been bad. And I mean, they've only allowed 4 goals in the last 2 games. I mean, that's not terrible for a D-core that is sporting, Petrovic in your top 4. Like that is absolutely not a bad thing. Now here's the problem, James. When you have a lot of non-NHL level defensemen in your D-core, you basically have to ride a couple of guys into the ice. And the number I want to throw at you is the time on ice for Miro Heiskanen in the last game. Did you happen to take a look at what that was?
Oh, I see it now.
What is it?
32 minutes.
And 32 minutes and 47 seconds time on
That's
ice.
because of the extra overtime, right?
That has got to be it. Like, that is, oh my gosh, that is ridiculous.
Oh, and the shorthanded because Esa Lindell took a penalty.
Yeah.
So he had to stay on the whole time by himself.
So, all right. So just get this, James. Okay. So let's take away time on ice for a second. And let's talk about just shifts in general. Okay. How many shifts did Miro Heiskanen have?
Probably about 30, right?
He had 33. Okay.
That's up with this time on ice.
I'm going to say Koliachonic is our number 6 defenseman right now. So our
easily.
number 6 defenseman, how many shifts did he have?
7.
Not that egregious, but 13.
I wish it was 7. I know you said that they've been doing fine. I think Capobianco's been doing fine. I think Koliachonic is lost every single time he touches the ice. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
especially in the system. He never knows what to do with the puck when he gets it. He gets the puck and he gives it right back to the other team.
See, that's how I feel about Capobianco sometimes. But the thing with Capobianco is he doesn't make those plays in the defensive zone. He makes those plays in the offensive zone and in the neutral zone sometimes, where he gets pressured a little bit, or if he makes like a weird decision with the puck sometimes. That's just what I feel like for Capobianco. I like Capobianco. I mean, I think we needed somebody like him, especially with both Nils and Harley being out. He's a puck moving defenseman. He's definitely more on the offensive side. He's kind of in a tough position right now because he's not being asked to play those kind of minutes like he's used to in the AHL. And he's literally being asked, okay, we just need you to not screw up.
He got a point the other night, though.
Right. So
That's fine.
I probably would like to see Miro Heiskanen not run into the ground. and the other thing that they're not going to be able to do is they're over the next 2 games, right? They have a game Tuesday, Wednesday. Is that what you said?
I don't know if it's Tuesday, Wednesday, or Monday, Tuesday.
I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday. Let me look. Yeah, it's Tuesday, Wednesday. So you can't do that. You just can't do that. And we just need to take Liam Bishop, Petrovic, Essa, and Miro and just wrap them in bubble wrap for the next, whenever we can get somebody back, whether that be Labushkin, Harley, whoever. But I think they deserve a little bit of credit for how they've been playing for the last week or so. They've been okay, but they can't. You can't have Miro play 30 minutes time on ice on Tuesday and on Wednesday. He as Iron Man as he is and as good as he is, you are going to run him into the ground and he's going to make a mistake at some point. He's going to cost you a game.
I mean, if he doesn't cost you a game, playing Kolyachonok 15 minutes will. So, I mean,
see, I don't.
That's kind of where I'm at.
I'm not saying Kolyachonok has to play 15 minutes, but Miro can't play 32. Like Miro needs to play 27, 28, not 32.
He's going to have to play at least 28, especially if you don't want Kolyachonok playing more than like. I mean, if Kolyachonok, for Miro to get less than 28, Kolyachonok's going to have to play more than 10 minutes.
Oh, and I think that's what he's done every single time except for.
Well, that's with overtime as well, though. So I don't know if he even touched the ice in overtime. He probably didn't, but I hope he didn't. I think Capobianco did actually touch the ice in overtime because we played 4-on-4 that whole time. Which, by the way, bizarre.
Yeah,
that
was weird.
We watched it. And we know exactly why they went away from 4-on-4 overtimes. It's pretty obvious. It's boring. It's even more possession and less chance. So
yeah, Cooper was watching it with me, and he was just like, "Yeah, I wish they do 4-on-4 more often." I'm like, "Dude, this is boring. I like 3-on-3." And that's the other thing too is that
there were with it being the whole 5 minutes.
Yeah, and with it being 4-on-4 the whole time, that was way more advantage Calgary than it was Dallas. Just because Dallas has the skill that Calgary doesn't. At least even with losses and injuries to key guys. Like when you can trot out Mikko Rantanen, Wyatt Johnston, and Miro Heiskanen, and then on the other side they're trotting out.
Couldn't trot out Mikko Rantanen, but yeah.
Okay, you understand what I mean, though, James. Shut up.
I tried to throw that in there.
Chris is not here. You don't have to sit here and banter me on this. Anyways, and then Calgary has to go with Nazem Kadri. Okay, was not bad. But then they've got Matt Coronado and then Rasmus Anderson. Like Rasmus Anderson
that
wouldn't
team's
even
trending
be
downwards. So
yeah. Well,
I just bad players, but those are their best players.
Right. That's exactly my point. Like that is way 100% more advantage Dallas 3-on-3. So that's just what I feel. But okay, I gotta throw this up here because this is breaking news. You want breaking news, James?
News.
Yes. No, that's ESPN, buddy.
I know, but we're a sports podcast, right?
Oh, I guess we can. Well, we can't.
That's what they do when they're doing like a score update.
This
or something, right?
is Sports Center. Whatever. Okay. Brad Alberts did it. He did it.
No.
He the eye emoji. This is breaking news. No, I'm just kidding. This was as of 7:07 p.m. But speculation as to what this could be. What do you think?
I don't know. Every time they do something like that, it's something random.
I am going to throw this at you, and this is what I think it is. Stone on the Clean Sheet of Ice podcast is speculating new jerseys, new third jersey. We have no idea what it looks like. I have a little bit of an idea. I don't want to. I have asked questions. But I have not gotten any like confirmation as to what they look like. I have an idea of what they look like. But I think it is definitely going to be more of a throwback rather than like a new thing like the blackout jerseys were. So what would you like this? And I really truly think this is what it is, because from what I heard originally, it was going to be revealed on Wednesday, which doesn't really make any sense because the Stars have a game that day. So you kind of don't want to overshadow a game day or anything like that. I think they're releasing this tomorrow. What would you like to see out of a new Stars jersey? Do you have any ideas?
Nope. I like
Nothing.
consuming products.
So the two reverse retro jerseys. Let me go ahead and bring those up while I'm talking about it. But the reverse retro jerseys, I have both of them, and I'm currently not at my house, so I don't have them like here. But
otherwise, he would go get them and show you.
I would, because they are my pride and joy. Okay, so
Not your
let's
children.
do what? No. You say what you say right now, James.
I said not your children.
I love you. I love you, kids. They're asleep. But this was I think this was the first one. This was reverse retro one, which I liked the jersey, but I wasn't a huge fan of the entire uniform. It was just too much white, in my opinion. Do you remember the full uniform, James?
No, I liked them. I thought they were cool. I just thought that it was too much like the Jets wide out.
Mm-hmm. Now this one I absolutely loved.
Yeah,
this one was fantastic. Oh, of course, I click on it. It doesn't even show it. Okay, we'll just show it here. All right, like this was fantastic. This Pavelski reverse retro 2 jersey,
the black and the darker green.
Yeah,
really it's together.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not quite victory green. It's a little bit darker. So they're trying to, show some fromage back to the late 90s, early 2000s days. But man, that jersey is sick. Like, I would love to see something like this again. But of course, because I have to do it and I have to show it, they have to do a Mooterus.
They're not gonna. Don't.
Yes, they have to do it.
They're not gonna. Don't worry.
We have to see something like this. Okay. See, look, here's a concept right there. I've seen this concept before right here. Like, you just flip the horns up, it doesn't look like a uterus anymore. like that would be cool. I would be fine with that. That's different. Like, I wouldn't mind that. But like, I so badly want to see a Mooterus, throwback. Like, there's no way that they're gonna do it, James. I'll just predict that now. They're not gonna do that. But I would love to see something like that again.
Yeah. What says Texas more than a cow?
It's a longhorn. See, look, you got some people with me. Matt Orchard, bring on the Mooterus 2.0. And there's some other. Ardell's like, what? Nope. Recon Dude says no. And then
more like no.
So, I really do think I'm gonna miss since we're talking about jerseys. I really do think I'm gonna miss the blackout jerseys, like seeing them on the ice. Obviously,
I definitely am. I think those were my favorite ones ever. I love watching them when I feel like they always played terrible when they wore them. So for that, maybe I'm
No, no,
happy. But
that was just the start. The first couple times they wore those jerseys, it was not good. But
and then
at the
Otter got like superstitious and he wears white pads with with
yeah,
the
yeah, that
black.
was
So
weird. Yeah, but it
yeah,
worked.
I mean, it did work.
It worked,
He played
right?
much worse when he was wearing the black pads. So I
But
will
dude,
not deny that.
those black pads were so sick,
They
man.
looked
They were
really
awesome. I
nice.
loved it. Um, I have no idea what they're gonna go with, but again, I have some suspicions, and but I
They're
mean,
gonna put the Sarcastic Remarks logo right in the middle.
oh,
That's what they're gonna wear.
totally, what to one
With an
hundred
even
percent.
grosser neon green than anyone else would ever want.
Gonna take it to the next level. Victory, neon
Just make
green.
make everyone outside the city of Dallas even more upset.
Oh well. Okay, burned oils. This is a good point. What was nice about the blackout ones is that it was so different than their regular jerseys. Yes, that was the point with that third jersey, and that's why I I'm kind of sad they're not trying something different either with this third jersey concept. I really do think this is going to be more of like a throwback kind of thing, a reverse retro type thing. But
Or just a retro.
or just I mean I okay, yeah, so not a reverse retro. Sorry, I'm just used to saying reverse retro because that's
Yeah.
been the new jerseys the last 3-4 years, whatever, when Adidas was doing it. But I do think it's going to be a retro jersey. Now, okay, sorry, one more thing. If they did go back to this and they brought that back, I would be fangirling over it over and over and over and over and over. And this is the original. It's got the star pattern on the outline there. Like that is just so gorgeous, so beautiful. And that has a lot more nostalgic value for me than any of the other jerseys that they've done with the reverse retro. And I know they were going with this in mind, especially with the reverse retro 2. But man, man, this would be fantastic if it just doing that. Like if they just brought that back, I would love that. I would love to see that jersey again with Jamie Benn wearing it, with Tyler Sagan, some of the older guys on the team that have been here for a while, Essa. That would just be fantastic. I would love to see those players, and then it kind of connects those eras together between Mike Madonna, Zuboff, and Jamie Benn and Miro Heiskanen or whatever. It would be fantastic. I would love that. So. Okay, I just wanted to share that because Brad Alberts he likes to stir up drama on X.
Especially late at night. That is his favorite time to do it because then he can just turn his phone
That's a
off.
that's a good point.
He doesn't have to deal with any of the notifications.
Okay, but there's
just
no
goes to
way
sleep.
there's no way he's doing that. He's going to bed at 7 o'clock at night, right? Well, maybe it's a Sunday. I
Maybe he's
doubt it.
got to
Not
wake
Brad.
up early tomorrow.
He's the president of a major sports organization. There's no way he's going to bed at 7 o'clock at night. Not a chance. Okay, and he does this so often too. Like here's the other one right here, like right before, uh, back on July 22nd. Oh, look, the very first comment is Chris's. I'm convinced Brad is just bored on a random Tuesday in July and has decided to watch Star's Twitter go up in flames to amuse himself. I think there's a lot less guesses on this one. I'm almost positive this is the jerseys that are going to be released tomorrow morning, but we'll have to wait and see. So, okay. Anything else we need to be discussing on this episode, James?
Robertson's still amazing. That needs to be said again. He just keeps scoring. He keeps doing it the same way too, and no one can stop him from doing it. He just picks up the puck and he spins around and slings it at the net and it goes in. And he's done that about 5 times the last week and a half.
I don't know what it is about Robo and his ability to do that, but it's literally just a confidence thing.
Well, the other thing is that there's not very many other players that do that at all in the league. It is a signature move for him to do that, to just spin and not look like he's shooting, but still shoot. It's the strangest thing to try to explain to someone, but you see spinorama goals all the time, but you don't see them the way that he does it. Does that make sense at all?
No, it does. I think what you're trying to say is that there's not a lot of guys that can score from distance like Robo can. Like, obviously, there's the point shots that get tipped or whatever, or screens or whatever and stuff like that. But there's very few guys left nowadays that have such a wicked shot that 10 feet out from the goal crease, not necessarily in a prime scoring location. Robo's just able to find the puck. It finds him, and then he's just able to whip it on net. He's just got that flick of a wrister that he has, and it just seems to find its way in the back of the net. So I'm just very impressed with how he's gone about his business the last couple of weeks. I think he's on 9. Excuse me. I think he's on 9 goals in his last 6 games, 5 games. Something.
6, I think it is.
It's something ridiculous.
He's tied his career goal streak of 6.
That's correct. So he's on a 6-game goal streak specifically,
and he's now easily leading the team in goals, which is stupid because he had 3 a week and a half ago.
Now he has 13. That's ridiculous. Matt Orchard helping us out here and helping us make sure we got the correct number. 10. 10 in the last.
It's the little nuts.
That's utterly stupid ridiculous.
And he definitely has a move that he's perfected, and it is spinning right at that dot, looking like he's going to cut into the middle of the ice. Instead of doing that, he just shoots it. For some reason, goalies keep getting beat by it. Like, they keep getting surprised by it, too. It doesn't seem like they're always ready for it. And I know he has a quick shot, but I think part of it is the body language he has when he's turning like that, because it doesn't look like he's going to shoot when he's spinning like that. And then he just slings it towards the net.
Since we're talking about Robo 2, can we talk about how ridiculous he is on the shootout? Like it's almost like clockwork. He does the same move every time, and every goalie knows that it's coming. Now, he doesn't go the same spot every time. Sometimes he'll go, over the pad under the blocker. Sometimes he'll go 5-hole like he did against Cooley against Calgary. But it's always the same move. It's like it doesn't matter what the goalies do or if they try to get into his head or whatever. He just seems to pick the right spot more often than not. I think he's at like 62%. As his like shootout percentage rise.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is for the season, but the last one he missed because he went the wrong direction.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Like, he tried to mix up his routine and it messed him up.
Yes. So I mean, are we talking in the same context of like UC Jokinen back in the day? And I know that
he's definitely the best in the league right now. He's the best active shootout.
Yeah. By percentage.
Yeah. I mean, it's far and away too. And it's not like he doesn't take a lot. He takes it every single time we go to a shootout. Every single time. He's always the first one.
Well, wouldn't you do that?
If I could play him 3 times in a row, I would.
Yeah. I mean,
probably scored 3 times.
Well, it's just like, what was the last time the NHL players went to the Olympics? Was it 2012? And it was TJ Oshie in the shootout, and you can keep doing the same player. And he I think he had like 3 or 4 opportunities and scored on every single one of them. And for like I don't think it was like the gold medal game, but it was definitely like an elimination game type thing. So I don't know, but he has been ridiculous. And with Wyatt Johnston kind of cooling down a little bit, Robo has exploded. I mean, there's not another way to say that. So hey, I can actually use the button. There you go. There's an explosion. There you go. Yeah, let me have fun, James. Okay, with my buttons. Okay, I'll have more on our next episode. Just wait for that. Okay. I did want to talk about real quick because we haven't really talked about a lot of about around the NHL, and you know, teams and where they're sitting in the standings and everything like that. Like there are a ton of surprises and not so many, you know, not surprises. I know that's a terrible way to explain that, but there is a ton of surprises here. I mean, like I did not expect St. Louis to be down here. Um, I mean the
Toronto.
Oilers.
Yeah, the
I did
Oilers.
like
Yeah.
that's the biggest one to me, at least in the Western Conference. Like one
They're
of the
tied
biggest
for
surprises.
the last wild card spot now, but they've played 2 more games than the person they're tied with. So
And here's the thing about it though, James, is I was listening to the Steve Dangle podcast, and they're only like I think they did an episode on Friday, and I was listening to it yesterday. They're only like 2 points off their pace from where they were last year. And yet it doesn't feel like that. It feels like goaltending is a way bigger deal for the Oilers right now than it ever has been.
well, their goaltending is definitely worse than it was last year to
Yes.
start.
Yes.
That is true, but they've just picked up a few points here and there. Some of that just because McDavid got mad and scored a couple of goals.
But of course he did. Um is there any of these teams that you want to point out real quick?
Really, the one that is really shocking to me the most is the Toronto Maple Leafs. Honestly, that's the one that doesn't make any sense to me at all. I know that whole Eastern Conference is very close together. I mean, from Toronto, who is dead last in the conference, to the second wild card spot is 4 points, which isn't too much, honestly. But
It was 2 points at one point.
yeah, it's really confusing to watch that team just implode on itself, because I say the only player they lost was Mitch Marner, right? And like you still have some other pieces here and there, and they just could not figure it out. And
It's mostly the same decor.
yeah,
And like I
and
know that
honestly, at the same time, I don't know if it would have mattered if they still had Mitch Marner.
it would definitely help right now. Everyone talks about his playoff, performance, but his regular season performance, there's no question that he was one of the better ones in the NHL. He would, I mean, consistently over 90 points and a couple times over 100. Um, the one for me is the Rangers, James. Like other than the Maple Leaf, the Rangers, like and specifically, take a look at this. Look over here, and we're looking at the standings on NHL.com. James, they're 1-7-1 at home,
You know who
and then
that
they're
one win was
9-4
against?
1 on the road. Like I get that sometimes these kind of things happen or whatever, but
Not
that
like that.
that is like whoa, what?
Yeah,
Like that.
their one home win is against the worst team in the league, and they still had to they still tried to lose that game. I mean, they
It was
won
the
it
Predators.
6-3 by the end, but it was not a pretty game.
And then I sang their praises, James, did I not? And I sang their praises. And one of my former buddies out in Odessa would love this. His team is the Anaheim Ducks, and they've fallen off a little bit as of late, but still the last 10 they're 6-4. They're 14-7-1 overall. They're first in the Pacific Division, which there's nobody that is kind of leading the way in the Pacific Division. Everyone thought it was going to be Vegas and the Oilers kind of battling it out, but it hasn't been. Anaheim's first in the Pacific, and then Seattle. Mason Marchment, I guess, is doing his thing out there in Seattle.
It's not Marchment, but yeah,
I agree. I know it's not. Is he still stuck on one goal?
no, I think he scored one the other night.
Okay, well, good for him. But
and then one of their players was celebrating a goal and they tripped and fell. That was funny.
no, that was Marchment. That was Marchment. Yes, it really was.
That's the only reason why I know he scored.
Oh, I miss Mush. I really do. I really miss him tremendously. Okay. And then I mean there's so many other storylines here though too, James. But like look at the San Jose Sharks right now. We are literally what 4 days from Thanksgiving, which is like the quote unquote like point that everyone looks at when the regular season is going on, and they say, well, if you're in a playoff spot in by American Thanksgiving, then you're gonna be a playoff team in April.
Yeah, I
That's
think the
what. Oh,
stat is like 72% of the teams that are in playoff spots make the playoffs.
right,
Which
and
honestly, I'm looking at it this year and I'm thinking there's no way that's true.
yeah, I think this is gonna
Like
be very different.
this might be the year that it gets really, really crazy.
Well, it's like there's not a lot of teams that are out of playoff contention right now. Like really the only one I would say that has no chance is Nashville. I would even give Calgary at least a little bit of hope that they might make the playoffs. It's
I
not
wouldn't.
likely, but like when you look all the way down, the playoff line in the West is at 25. That's and there's like 3 teams that are tied with 25. There's 2 that are tied with 24 and 2 that are tied with 20. It's not like the Blues and the Canucks are way out there. If they got hot at the right time and they won, I mean like look at the Wild. They've won 5 games in a row recently. Like if they're like the Wild, they shoot up the standings pretty easily. It just goes to show you how much parity is in the league right now. But again, I still think that the biggest storylines out of all of this is the Oilers and the Maple Leafs. Those with the Maple Leafs being at the bottom of the Eastern Conference, and yes, I know they're only 4 points out, but look who's in the playoff spot, James. Like look,
Yeah,
Detroit
it
is
does.
first in the oh dang it. Detroit is
You messed
first
up.
in the Atlantic Division. I did not have that on my bingo card. And
Yeah,
if you said you did, you're lying.
it doesn't make much sense, especially when you look at the playoff teams from last year. It is completely flipped on its head.
I mean, the Islanders weren't in the playoffs. The Bruins were not in the playoffs. The Flyers weren't.
Flyers.
And I get there's still like all of these teams are within shooting distance of Philadelphia and Boston, but nobody expected Boston to be 13 and 11 with the players that they have. Be honest. Like I did not see this. And like look at who's at the bottom down here. Like the Capitals and the Panthers. Like they have regular and again, I know that it's so compact in the Eastern Conference right now. But I did not have the Capitals and the Panthers being out of the playoffs for a majority of the regular season to start with on my bingo card either. So what's the biggest team for you that's been the biggest surprise or the biggest disappointment or whatever?
I already said that.
You did? I wasn't paying attention. Sorry.
Yeah, I said the Maple Leafs.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it up. We're already way past what I intended. So, biggest winner, biggest loser of the week.
Okay, my biggest winner of the week. I'm still picking Jason Robertson. Dude's a monster. 6 games straight with goals. That's nuts. He seems to be the only one that could really get this team going, because especially in that Calgary game, I mean, nothing was going on, and then Robertson spun around and scored, and then he made a spectacular pass to Hintz to tie it late in that game too. So Robertson's been on. He's been on a cloud, really. It's really what it comes down to. He's not even on the planet anymore. So yeah, it's definitely got to be Robertson.
For I have an honorable mention, which is the Stars' ability to somehow come back from 2 goals down. They've done that so many
They
times
have
this
to
year.
get 2 goals down too. If it's 1 goal down, it doesn't work.
Yes, I don't get it. That's the honorable mention, and that's the funny one. But for me, the real biggest winner of the week is Miro Heiskanen. Like they are just he is like, guys, get on my back and you can ride me and I'll play as much as I possibly can. I mean, 32 minutes on Saturday. That's utterly ridiculous. Like I cannot believe how much time on ice that he played, and he played 7 minutes more than Esa Lindell. Like my goodness, I can't imagine. I feel bad for the poor guy. Who's your biggest loser?
Well, if it's not your biggest loser, you're wrong. It's Mikko Rantanen.
Yep. And for all the things that we talked about at the top of the show, he is absolutely the biggest loser of the week.
Or if you want a sad biggest winner, you could go with the Islanders.
I hate you. All those feelings rushing back in, James.
You're welcome.
I got on it when I was talking about the Avs at fan base, and I got fine. I simmered down, and then you just had to mention that freaking Islanders game. And at least for one night, I hated the Islanders, and it was actually kind of fun. I'll be honest.
Probably never happen again.
No, unless we happen to play them in the Stanley Cup final, I tend to agree with you. I think that is probably going to happen.
If that ends up happening, that'd be a nasty series.
Can you imagine?
No.
Like both teams get back and Romanov is back in for the playoffs. That would definitely be something. It definitely would be something. Okay, guys, we got to wrap it up here tonight. It's 11:45, and James has to go to work tomorrow. I don't, because it's Thanksgiving break for me. Yay! Oh wait, where's my button? I need to press my pause button. Thank you. I'm amazing. All right, James, you got anything else before I wrap everything up?
I think I got a headache now.
I hate Avalanche fans. Thank you guys so much for following along with us live. There's even more of you who are doing so afterwards. Please make sure that you keep Starcastic Remarks on your subscription feed. You can do that by clicking like and subscribe and hitting that notification bell so you never miss an episode on the YouTube side if you're listening on the audio side, whether that be your favorite podcast platform of choice, whether that be Spotify or Apple Podcasts or whatever. Please leave us a 5-star review. We really appreciate that. Make sure you follow us on social media at StarcasticR is everywhere. Thank you once again to our sponsor, DraftKings Sportsbook. That promo code there is THPN. We appreciate them as always. And if you'd like to support us even further monetarily, we'd appreciate that and helping us keep the lights on here to keep our content free as much as possible. You can do that by joining the Who Cares Club for $5 a month, and it gets you some extra bonus little perks. The link to that is in the description below. Alongside James, who is very tired, my name is Ryan. We'll catch you guys on the flip side, and we hope you guys have a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you guys are listening. Go Stars. I still hate Avalanche.